The modern world can be an exceptionally confusing and difficult place for men to navigate. In fact, most men find themselves led down a path where purpose and fulfillment appear as distant dreams, replaced by lives filled with misery. Unfortunately, many of them actually believe that society genuinely has their best interests at heart when it comes to becoming the best versions of themselves. However, this couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, it's quite the opposite. The stark reality is that society operates on the principle that weak men are easy to control, which is precisely why men are unknowingly being weakened over time. Just take a look around you. A staggering majority of the men you see are emasculated, and you might even be one of them. With dwindling testosterone levels, they've allowed themselves to fall out of shape, sorely lacking any sense of purpose or direction. Now, if you don't want to end up like these men, listen closely. You have no choice but to disregard the majority of modern advice and practices. It's the only way to break free from the shackles that society has placed on masculinity. So without further ado, we will discuss 3 things that are slowly chipping away at your masculinity. Number 1. Following society's advice. You can't be a warrior in the modern age while following society's advice. In fact, no ordinary man can maintain a healthy level of testosterone following this advice. Listen, men are 4 times more likely to take their own lives compared to women. Why? It's hard for men to be strong and fight depression when society is pushing them to be weak. If you've grown up constantly hearing that your natural desires are wrong and that your depression is an incurable mental disease, especially from a young age, it's almost inevitable that you'll internalize this belief. It's a destructive message that chips away at your dignity and self-worth. The problem with succumbing to this nonsense is that you end up like a lion in a zoo, plagued by health issues and behavioral problems. The modern man suffers a similar fate, losing everything that defines his masculinity and makes him a man in the first place. He might even reach a point where he loses the very will to live, crushed under the weight of societal expectations. Listen, avoiding society's traps is paramount because once you've lost your drive and become out of touch with your masculine essence, breaking free from the slave programming becomes nearly impossible. If you've been paying attention, you understand that society lost its credibility a long time ago. Simply questioning what it says is no longer sufficient. You must be skeptical and fact-check everything it spouts. This is the only way to shield yourself from its destructive influence. Remember, in this unforgiving world, the only one who truly has your best interests at heart is you. You must be your own guardian and your own advocate because nobody else is going to look out for you the way you can. So don't let society's misguided notions hold you back. It's time to reclaim your masculinity and live life on your terms. Number 2. Mindlessly consuming content. In the age of apps like TikTok, the seemingly innocent allure of quick and entertaining videos has had a profound impact on the attention spans of most modern men. It's an alarming trend. If you find yourself hooked on TikTok or similar platforms, you are likely a man without purpose. These dopamine-driven platforms are designed to keep you scrolling endlessly, bombarding your brain with a constant stream of stimuli. It's easy to get lost in this digital maze, and before you know it, you've become a mindless zombie, simply swiping and scrolling your time away. That's where a dopamine detox comes in. It's a reset button for your brain, allowing you to reclaim your ability to focus and escape the clutches of mindless consumption. With a clearer mind, you can make informed decisions about which apps serve a meaningful purpose in your life, and which ones are there for mere distractions. For the apps you choose to keep, it's time to set some ground rules. Rather than mindlessly consuming content, you need to make yourself earn the content you consume. This may be a tough adjustment initially, but it's a necessary one. And over time, you'll start to genuinely feel more alive. You'll regain control of your time, your attention, and ultimately, your life. Instead of being a passive consumer, you'll become an active participant in your own self-improvement journey. And that's where the real growth and fulfillment lie. Number 3. Avoiding responsibilities. Back in the day, an 18-year-old guy was regarded as a responsible adult with more morals and duties than many 25-year-olds today. Nowadays, men often remain under their parents' influence for far too long. It's all too common to encounter 25-year-old men with weak voices and soft bodies who act like kids. Listen, regardless of the opinions and actions of those around you, it's crucial to recognize and convey that you are fully capable of making your own decisions as a man. If you struggle to make decisions and lead yourself as a man, it's time to make a change. blaming your surroundings for how you're treated won't get you far. The reality is that if people consistently treat you like a little boy, it's because you've allowed them to perceive and treat you as such. Listen, to command the respect and treatment of a man, you must first think of yourself as one, and then act accordingly. Don't expect anyone to view you as an adult if you're still living in your mom's basement, or aren't even responsible enough to pay your own bills. When you take charge of your life and exude confidence, you'll naturally command respect, and only then will you truly be able to embrace your masculinity as a man in the modern world. With that said, don't forget to hit the like button if you found this video helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.